everybody, welcome back. And today we're going to talk about when you should eat throughout the day. Have you ever been wondering, when in the world am I supposed to eat lunch? I have so many things going on. I can't possibly fit in lunch. I have no time for this. What am I supposed to do? So we're going to talk about things like that today. Also, what do you do when you have practice twice a day? How do you schedule in eating? What do you eat? How do you figure that out? Or if your goal is to build muscle, what do you do about that? We're going to talk about how you should be eating throughout the day, especially if you're running out of energy. This is a big problem I see for a lot of female athletes where they are running out of energy after practice throughout the day. Maybe you're in school, maybe you're at work, and you're just thinking like, I really have no energy to make it through all of this. And nutrition can certainly be to blame. So let's talk about how you should be eating throughout the day so that you can have consistent energy levels throughout the day. So first, let's just talk about the importance of eating consistently throughout the day as a female athlete. I think that unfortunately this does not get as much attention as it really should. And so let's dive into that. So there are several reasons why you should be eating throughout the day. One is, of course, your energy levels. If you're having regular meals and snacks, that helps to maintain steady energy levels throughout the day. And this can give you a constant supply of energy because when you're eating just sporadically throughout the day, your body doesn't really know what to expect. And so it doesn't really know, should I burn off that food? Should I use it as energy? Should I store it as fat? I'm not really sure what to do. So it can just be kind of like on this roller coaster up and down, which we don't want it to be. We want it to be just steady throughout the day. And next up would be muscle recovery. So if you're not eating throughout the day, you're not going to be getting that nice muscle recovery from your workouts. So unfortunately what can happen is now you are working out, you're working your butt off, but you're not actually building any muscle. You're just really, you could be burning off your muscle mass because you're not giving your body what it needs to recover from that workout. You need to eat around your workouts and consistently throughout the day to get muscle protein synthesis, which is just a fancy way of saying muscle building. Number 3 is your metabolism. So if you are eating frequently throughout the day, it can actually keep your metabolism active. And so this is really important for athletes that need to maintain their body weight or their composition, but of course want to perform well during their sport, because if you are going long periods of time without eating, then that can make you not have energy, and then you don't get to have much or good performance during your training session or your practice, or if you have a game or competition. So number 4 would be nutrient intake. If you're not eating throughout the day, you're really missing out on opportunities to get in proper nutrition throughout the day. And that would include macronutrients like protein, carbohydrates, fats, as well as micronutrients, so all your vitamins and minerals. You can't just stockpile. You know, I see people do this where they think, okay, well, I can just have a really good dinner, but I'm not going to eat much earlier in the day. Your body doesn't work that way. It can't just take in all these nutrients at one time and utilize them really well. It's kind of like overfilling your car with gas. It's just going to spill out. It's not actually going to use that extra gas. You have to make sure that you are putting in amounts of food consistently throughout the day. So next up would be mental focus. If you've ever under-eaten, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You get brain fog, you can't think straight, you start to become hangry, you know, you get these mood swings, all that type of thing. And that's all from just your blood sugar levels kind of going crazy. And so, you know, they could be really high, they could be really low. We want to make sure that you're having a consistent amount of blood sugar levels throughout the day, and that would be from eating consistently throughout the day. Last up would be hydration. And hydration is really important with eating consistently throughout the day, because believe it or not, you actually get a lot of water from your food. Most people think of hydration just simply as what they drink, but hydration really does come from food. And if you have ever gone on a one-day fast, you know what I'm talking about, because you are thirsty. And so you really need to make sure that you are eating consistently throughout the day, as well as drinking throughout the day, to get proper hydration levels in. So let's talk about what this all looks like. What are some recommendations as far as how you should be structuring your day so that you are eating consistently throughout the day. Number one is to actually eat within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up. So when you are sleeping at night, that's where your body's going through rest and digest. It's really just filtering through all the food in your system. It's healing anything in your body, that type of thing. And so when you wake up, the first thing you do, I'm sure, is you pee, and then you go about your day. Hopefully you're eating breakfast, but you wake up dehydrated and you wake up with not a lot of energy in your system. Your blood sugar is actually pretty low, but what happens is your body is smart and it releases cortisol, and cortisol releases some glucose from your muscle and your liver. It's stored in there as glycogen, and it's giving your body a little bit of a boost, a little bit of energy to get you to your next meal. So you want to eat within 30 to 60 minutes because what your body's releasing is not enough to make it on your whole day or your workout or whatever you have going on that morning. You need to eat before. So you want to eat a good breakfast within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up. That should include some protein and some carbohydrates, some fats, fruits, vegetables, that type of thing. If you are not sure how to balance your plate, I highly recommend you check out my podcast, which is called How to Craft the Ultimate Balanced Meal Plan for Female Athletes, and I will drop the link below for you for that. So next up, you want to count off every 2 to 4 hours to eat your next meal. I'm giving you this range of 2 to 4 hours because it really just depends on you as far as what your goals are, how soon you need to eat. If you are somebody that's trying to build muscle, or let's say that you have a hard time maintaining your weight, you need to eat more around the 2-hour mark. If you're somebody that is, you struggle with, maybe you put on muscle very easily, but you also put on weight very easily, well then you could stretch it out to 4 hours to eat. That is perfectly fine. But you don't really want to go beyond 4 hours because that's when your blood sugar levels start to dip down, and you want to make sure that we aren't allowing that to happen. We're keeping our blood sugar levels on a steady, even keel. So you're going to count every 2 to 4 hours to have your next meal or snack. What I would actually first do before you do that is actually look at when your workouts are going to be throughout the day and plan out meals and snacks around that. So for example, if you have a workout at, let's say 3:30, right after school, or maybe it's right after you get done work, you are not going to have a meal right before that because lunch is too far away and dinner is going to be after that. So you want to have a snack within, I would say, 30 to 60 minutes prior to your workout. So you're going to schedule that in there. And then after that, you're going to schedule after your workout what you're going to eat. So that might be dinner at that point, or maybe that's lunch, just depending on what time of the day that is. Or maybe it's too far away from a meal and you're going to have another snack in there. That's perfectly fine. So you're going to make sure that you are eating around your workouts. I would make sure that you're eating before, within 30 to 60 minutes, after, definitely within 30 minutes. The closer to your workout, the more opportunity your body has to build muscle. So make sure that you're sandwiching around your workouts first, and then make sure that you are counting off every 2 to 4 hours for your other meals, and kind of, playing around with the numbers a little bit or the times a little bit so that everything is, pretty much spaced out. So if you are also have a schedule where you have a lot of meetings, let's say, or you're a student and you're in classes and you can't eat during those classes, then you're going to have a little bit more work to do because you have to look at your schedule for the next day. You might want to do this each day and figure out what your day looks like tomorrow and when you can fit in times to eat. I promise you there is 5 minutes in your day to eat something like a protein bar or a granola bar or a string cheese or a piece of fruit or something along those lines. So you just want to find those little pockets and make sure that it's in that 2 to 4 hour range. Now, if let's say you have a meeting over lunch or you have a class over lunch and you can't eat at that time, that's fine. Then just go ahead and move up when your lunch would be, Or if it's not too far off from where it should be, then you can just wait until after your class, but make sure that you are incorporating a snack in there so that you are not going beyond the 4-hour mark. So I'm just going to give you an example of what this should look like. Now this would be for a student athlete who has an early morning lifting session and also a workout or practice later in the day. Okay, so 5 a.m. the alarm goes off. You're gonna wake up, have a piece of fruit, so like an apple or a banana with a little bit of peanut butter and a glass of milk. And then at 5:30 to 6:30, you're going to do your lifting session. At 7 a.m., you're gonna come back, eat breakfast, which is just gonna be some scrambled eggs on a bagel and some fruit. Next, at 10 a.m., you're going to have a protein bar, let's just say a Cliff Builder bar. At 1 p.m., you have a turkey and cheese sandwich with veggies and hummus and some pretzels for lunch. At 3 p.m., you're going to have a snack, which is going to be yogurt, fruit, and granola, or just a regular Cliff Bar. This is going to be your pre-workout snack because at 3:30, you have practice until 5:30. So a 2-hour practice. And then at 6 o'clock, ideally, you would have dinner. So an example would be spaghetti with meat sauce and salad. Now, let's say you're not going to get home in 30 minutes and cook dinner. Fine. Perfectly fine. In that case, what I would suggest doing is just bring something with some protein in it, like a Greek yogurt, or you could do a protein shake, like Fairlife Core Power. Great idea. You could bring that with you, drink that on the ride home while you make dinner, and then eat if somebody is not cooking for you. Also, in my example of the student athlete, let's say they're going to go to bed at 10 p.m. So there's a 4-hour window between dinner and bedtime. If you are hungry in that time frame, then you can have a protein heavy snack before you go to bed. So an example would be a Greek yogurt. It could be a glass of milk. It could be some scrambled eggs. It could be even like a piece of chicken if you wanted to do that late, but something along those lines if you are finding that you are hungry, or if you are waking up in the middle of the night hungry, then you want to go ahead and have something right before bed. So I hope this helps to kind of give you an idea of what your day should look like and how you can plan it out for yourself so that you are never running out of energy. You're never having those dips in your energy levels or dips in your blood sugar levels, and everything's really staying on an even keel for you, which is going to then help your performance in your sport. So if you are struggling to figure out how much you should be eating and how to space that out over the course of the day, please check out my online course, which is called the Sustainable Sports Nutrition Academy. I explain all of this for you. I break it down as to how much you should be eating, you specifically, not a cookie cutter approach, how much you should be eating over the course of the day, how to space that out over the course of the day, and how to actually make that happen. And so that way you are having consistent energy levels and you are getting the performance that you were looking for. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, please like it and share it. And if you are listening to this on my podcast, please leave me a review. I really, really appreciate it, and it helps me to know what kinds of things that you guys are liking and what else you would like to hear in the future. Have a great rest of your day.